My tea is cold, stone cold. I've been sitting here so long, watching the dust motes dance in the light, that I forgot to drink it. I am 103 years old. Most days, the silence in this room is so heavy it hurts my chest. I have outlived my husband. I have outlived my son. I have outlived my friends. All the noise of my life is gone. I need you to stop scrolling. Just for a moment. Please. I see the way you live. You are running. You are stressed. You are always looking at a screen or looking at a clock. You are infected with a disease. I had it too. It is a quiet killer. It's called later. And if you don't wake up, it will take everything from you. Just like it did to me. You think distraction is a modern invention? You think it's just your phones? Oh, honey. We had our own ways of ignoring the people right in front of us. In 1954, my God was a clean house. I was a good wife. That's what I told myself. My floors shone like mirrors. The linens were crisp. The dinner was on the table at 6 p.m. sharp. I treated my marriage like a job, and I treated my husband like an interruption. I remember a Tuesday night, just a random Tuesday. Robert came home from the steel mill. He smelled of iron and hard work. He came into the kitchen, his face dirty, but his eyes were so bright. He tried to hug me from behind. "Dottie," he said, "leave the dishes. Come look at the sunset. The sky is on fire." Do you know what I did? I stiffened. I pulled away. I didn't even turn around to look at him. I was scrubbing a pot, a stupid, meaningless aluminum pot. "Not now, Robert," I snapped. "I have to finish this. We can look at the sky tomorrow. It's not going anywhere." I was so arrogant. I lived in the kingdom of later. I thought, I'll be nice to him on the weekend. I'll listen to his stories when the house is clean. I'll hold his hand when the work is done. I prioritized the urgent over the important. I traded a moment of magic for a clean kitchen. I was efficient, I was productive, and I was completely blind. I didn't know that tomorrow is the most dangerous word in the English language. I didn't know that the sky was going somewhere. I washed that pot. It was spotless. But the sunset was gone, and I never got that Tuesday back. The 14th of October, 1955. It was a Friday. That morning, Robert kissed me on the cheek. He said, "Let's go to the pictures tonight, Dottie. Just us." I was already making a mental list of chores. I was thinking about the laundry that needed to be folded. I nodded, half listening. I said, "Okay, Robert, later. We'll talk about it when you get home." He walked out the door. I watched his back disappear down the driveway. I didn't watch him get into the car. I turned back to my laundry basket. He never came home. At 2 p.m., there was a knock on the door. It wasn't Robert. It was the foreman from the mill. He was holding his hat in his hands. He wouldn't look me in the eye. There had been an accident. A cable snapped. It was instant, they said. I remember standing in my hallway. The floor was polished. The rugs were straight. The house was perfect. It was the perfect house for a life that no longer existed. I looked at that pile of folded laundry, and I screamed. I screamed because my house was clean, but my soul was empty. I realized, in that terrible silence, that I had been saving my love for a special occasion. I was saving my attention for when the work was done. But Robert took all my later with him into the ground. He took the conversations I was too tired to have. He took the apologies I was too proud to make. He took that Tuesday sunset. You would think that broke me enough to change. You would think I learned my lesson. But the tragedy of being human is that we forget, we heal, and then we fall back asleep. 40 years later, I sat by a hospital bed. My son, William, my beautiful boy, he was 45. Cancer. I held his hand. It was so thin, and I realized we had spent the last 10 years playing the same game. I'll call you next week, Mom. Work is crazy. I'll visit when the weather clears up, Will. Busy. We were so busy. I looked at his sleeping face, and I saw the same thief. Later had stolen my husband, and then it came back for my son. We assume there is always more time. We act like we are immortal. We treat the people we love like furniture expected to be there whenever we finally decide to sit down. I sat in that hospital room, listening to the machines beep, realizing that I had spent my entire life preparing for a future that never arrived, while missing the only thing that was ever real. After William passed, I didn't die. I wanted to, but I didn't. Instead, I stopped running. I looked around at my empty house, at the quiet rooms that used to terrify me, and I made a vow. I promised myself that for whatever time I had left, whether it was a day or a decade, I would no longer be a sleepwalker. I learned the art of slowing down. It wasn't easy. My brain was still wired to rush. I would pick up a book and think, I should be dusting. I would sit in the garden and think, I need to call the bank. But I developed a practice. I call it remember and return. Every time I feel that itch, that panic, that I should be doing something useful, I stop. I take a deep breath. I look at my hands. I remember Robert. I remember William. And I return to the now. And when you finally stop, oh, the world opens up. It is so beautiful. Let me tell you about my morning today. In my old life, breakfast was a transaction. Shovel the food in, check the clock, wash the bowl. Done. Today, I sat here for 45 minutes with just one orange. I dug my thumb into the peel. I felt the spray of the zest on my skin. I smelled that sharp, sweet citrus scent filling the air. I ate it slice by slice. I tasted the juice. I wasn't thinking about lunch. I wasn't thinking about the news. I was just eating an orange. And I swear to you, it was the best thing I have ever tasted. It was a celebration. I used to think happiness was a big vacation, or a promotion, or a new car. I was wrong. Happiness is the space between the seconds. Last Sunday, my great-granddaughter, Emily, came to visit. She's 7. She talks a mile a minute. In the old days, the before days, I would have nodded along while making a grocery list in my head. I would have said, "That's nice, dear," while looking at the clock, waiting for her parents to pick her up so I could get back to my routine. But this time, I practiced. She wanted to show me a rock she found in the driveway. A dirty, gray rock. I put down my tea. I turned my whole body toward her. I looked into her. Ayeshe has Robert's eyes, and I listened. I didn't interrupt. I didn't correct her grammar. I didn't tell her to go wash her hands. I held that rock. I felt its weight. I asked her why she chose it. And do you know what happened? She blossomed. She saw that I was there, really there. She climbed into my lap and rested her head on my shoulder. We sat there for an hour, not saying a word, just watching the wind move the trees. I felt her little heart beating against my arm. That hour was worth more than my entire career. It was worth more than every clean floor I ever scrubbed. I have nothing now, by modern standards. I can't drive. I can't run. My eyes are failing. But I have never been richer. I watch the Blue Jays fight over seeds in the feeder, and it is better than television. I feel the warmth of the sun on my knees, and it feels like a hug from God. I listen to the rain hit the glass, and I don't worry about the roof leaking. I just hear the music. I realized that life isn't about what you build. It's about what you notice. The heaven you are looking for, it's not in the future. It's not in your retirement fund. It is hiding in your coffee cup. It is in the sound of your partner breathing while they sleep. It is in the way the light hits the wall at 4 p.m. I spent 80 years trying to get to the good part of life. I missed it. The good part was the Tuesday night. The good part was the messy kitchen. The good part was the noise. Now, in the quiet, I finally understand. Every breath is a victory. Every moment you are not in pain is a gift. Every time you see a face you love, it is a miracle. I am not afraid to die anymore. I am just so incredibly grateful that I finally learned how to live, even if it was at the very end. I cannot fix my past. Those days are gone, but I can help you save yours. You are watching this, and you are thinking, "That's a nice story." And then you are going to scroll to the next video. You are going to say, "I'll call my mom this weekend. I'll play with my kids when I finish this project." Stop it. Let a 103-year-old woman tell you the only truth that matters. Later never comes. Later is a lie we tell ourselves to feel comfortable with our indifference. Later is where dreams go to die. You don't need a tragedy to wake you up. You don't need a funeral to realize that your time is finite. You just need to open your eyes. The next time someone asks you to look at the sunset, look. The work will be there tomorrow. The sunset won't. I want you to do one thing for me, right now. Don't comment. Don't share this. Close this app. Call the person you love. Not a text. Call them. Hear their voice. Tell them you love them. Do it now. Before your tea gets cold. I know exactly where you are right now. You are sitting there, holding that little glowing screen, telling yourself that you are just taking a break. You are telling yourself that the real living will start later, after the promotion, after the kids grow up, after the weekend. You are exhausted, I know. You feel like you are carrying the weight of the world, and you think you have infinite tomorrows to finally put it down and rest. But listen to me. Listen to a woman who has seen the end of the road. You are betting your life on a lie. The world wants you to believe that time is a resource you can save in a bank. It tells you to sacrifice your joy now so you can spend it in retirement. That is a scam. Time is not money. Time is ice. It is melting in your hands right now, drip by drip, whether you pay attention to it or not. I traded thousands of todays for a someday that never came. I kept the house clean for a husband who never walked back through the door. I saved the good conversations for a son who died before I could speak them. Do not be like me. Do not be a ghost in your own life. Stop planning to live. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. The perfect moment is messy and loud and inconvenient, and it is happening right in front of your face. So, here is my order. Turn off this video right now. Do not swipe to the next one. Go find the person you love. If they are in the next room, walk to them. If they are far away, call them. Look them in the eye. Touching them is better. And say the thing you have been saving. Say, I am happy you are here. Say, I am sorry. Say, I love you. Do it now, before the ice melts, before the tea gets cold,